What is going on, YouTube? Aserno Gaming here with my very first, let's call it a get your feet wet. I had a subscriber reach out to me and ask me to personally do a very, very simple explanation of how to play Ark. So they asked me to start from the very, very beginning and kind of go through and explain everything, exactly what I'm doing. So I figured I was going to go ahead and turn it into a series, and so if there's anybody out there that enjoys this game, but they don't necessarily know what they're doing, this will definitely help you all out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the very, very, very beginning, including creating my own survivor, picking the spot that I want to spawn, and I am on the island map. That is the very first map that Ark ever came out with. It's been a long time since I've played on the island, so I'm going to have a little bit of fun because I don't exactly know what I'm doing as far as remembering where everything is at on here. But so without further ado, let's go ahead and create our own survivor. So of course, my name is Aserno, so I'm going to put Aserno here. And what I personally like to do, yeah, I can't do a preset. So what I personally like to do is I like to hit the random button, and until I get somebody super small, that's what I like. Why are you all so giant? Give me somebody that looks weird small. Alright, whatever, that'll work. I'll be Popeye, why not? Alright, so we're going to go ahead, and as you can see here on the right, there's spawn regions. So you have South Zone 1, 2, and 3. Those are considered easy. You got West Zone 1, 2, and 3. Those are medium. East Zone 1, 2, and 3 are medium, and North Zone 1, 2, and 3 are hard. So you can virtually spawn wherever you want. But this little word right here in the parentheses, easy, medium, hard, is going to tell you exactly how hard it's going to be to start there. So I highly recommend, if this is your first time playing Ark, to spawn anything that says easy. If you want a little bit of a challenging start, you start medium. Or if you really want to have a lot of fun, or you want it to be super, super hard on you, go ahead and go north. So I'm going to pick zone... Let's go zone 2. Yeah. So when you're first start, you're just going to wake up. Your character's going to be all groggy and itchy on his specimen implant and all that fun stuff. Everything's going to load in. Alright, so what you're going to want to do, especially if you're on a beach, you're going to kind of get a layout of everything. That looks like a couple... Okay, that's actually the game that they want me to be. Okay, so you can go to your inventory screen, and then you're going to have all these are things that I've unlocked since I started playing. So I'm going to go ahead and drop those. I don't need any of those. So you have all of your stats right here. So you have health, stamina, oxygen, food, water, weight, melee damage, movement, speed, crafting, skill, fortitude, and torpidity. Obviously, your health is how much health you're going to have as you go through. The more health you have, the harder it is going to kill you. Stamina is something that you're going to use whenever you run around, whenever you fight, whenever you collect, anything like that. Your stamina is going to go down. Once your stamina depletes, you get super, super tired, you move really, really slow, and your character is just going to be breathing heavily. If your health depletes to 0, you obviously die. Oxygen, self-explanatory. When you go into the water, if your oxygen depletes, you will slowly start to die. Food, again, self-explanatory. You have to maintain your food and your water. Again, if your food goes all the way down to 0, you'll start to die. If your water goes all the way down to 0, you'll actually start to pass out. So you definitely want to keep that up. Weight, again, self-explanatory. This is how much you can carry. Obviously, the more weight you have available, the more you can carry. Obviously, everything in this game weighs something except for... Actually, no, I think everything has a weight to it. As you can see right here on the left here, 0.0, that's how much it weighs, or 0.01. And this is going to be your actual inventory. This is where everything you pick up or collect is going to be at. This is your crafting area, but let's go ahead and continue going over here. Melee damage, again, self-explanatory. Anything that you use to attack things with, especially spears, pikes, swords, any kind of axe, pickaxe, anything like that, that is what the melee damage is going to be for. Movement speed, again, self-explanatory. This is how fast you're going to run or walk. Crafting skill, this is how fast your crafting is going to go. Now, you can't necessarily craft anything better, at least I don't think you can, unless you find a blueprint or something along those lines. So I believe this is how fast you're going to actually craft. Fortitude is something that is going to help you when you live in a hot environment or a cold environment on Ark. It's actually going to make your insulation a lot better. As you can see right here, your insulation, hyperthermal. So fortitude is going to help you survive in the bad elemental areas as far as when it's too hot or too cold. Torpidity, that is when you get knocked out. When you start to fall asleep, or if your water goes all the way down, your torpidity will slowly go up. I want to say once it gets to 10%, that's when you pass out. Now, torpidity is going to come into a big... this is going to be a big thing whenever you go to try to tame dinosaurs and whatnot. So, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So you have your armor areas: head, torso, legs, hands, offhand, feet. So obviously this is where you put all your armor. This is where you put your weapons. No, I'm sorry. This is where you put your armor. Okay. Offhand, that will be like a shield if you want to carry a shield or anything like that. But if you carry a two-handed weapon, you cannot have anything in your offhand. And then all that good stuff. So as you see here, this right here is your XP bar. So my XP bar is 12.9, 13 out of 5. You automatically gain XP as you just stand around. Like literally, I've been standing around talking to you all just while looking at my inventory. And as you can see, my XP is going up. Points available, that means you can go into any of these stats right here and take them up. So, for example, what I recommend, this is how I play it. I do weight, health, and stamina first. Once I get them to 300 each, then I will focus on movement speed and fortitude. So you will see here, most of these things, especially health, stamina, and weight, will go up by 10. So if I hit this, that goes up. I'll go into that here in a second. That went up by 10. So now I can carry 110 instead of 100. Now, what happens whenever you go up in level, you will actually get engram points. Now, engrams are things that you're going to have to learn how to make. So, for example, I know how to make a note, a stone pick, and a torch. So now I have 8 points available. So I'm going to want to learn how to make a stone hatchet, which is an axe. And let's go spear. Yeah, let's go spear. Now, as you can see here, virtually every level is going to have more things that you can learn. Now, some things you can only learn on specific maps or DLCs. Like this is learned on Scorched Earth. This is learned on Aberration. This is learned on Extinction. These are things that you cannot learn when you're playing the normal game. These are things that you can only learn whenever you go to those DLCs or whenever you go to those maps. Now, once you get into modded, a lot of these things unlock itself, but this is completely vanilla, meaning there's nothing special to it. This is the base game. I didn't put any mods in here. The only thing that is different is my XP. My XP is pretty high, and my harvesting is pretty high. That's just because I'm a content creator on YouTube and I'm a streamer, so I try to make get things done, because ultimately this game is going to take hours and hours and hours to get good at and play. As far as like taming a dinosaur, depending on the level of the dinosaur, it could take up to 8 to 10 hours on a completely vanilla server, everything at base level. So that I really don't have 8 to 10 hours to waste. As you can see, again, gain another level. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more weight. I gain a couple more points. So I'm going to get some armor started. A water skin is what you're going to use to carry water around in, as you can see right here. And if you can see right here on the right, I can't do it. Okay. So anytime you hover over anything, it's going to tell you on the far right-hand side what's required to craft it. And right beside that, on the left-hand side, it's going to tell you exactly what it's called, what it is. Like that says Ingram Spear Weapon. This is also considered a weapon, and it actually has another spot on it. It says primitive, so it means it is very, very crude and elementary. This is the very first thing that you're going to use to collect. As you can see here, you can collect wood from trees, stone from rocks, and skin from bodies. And this just tells you you can throw it, you can break it, you can use it as a melee weapon, and all that kind of stuff. You cannot put attachments on it. Ammo type is a spear. It's just a basic spear, and it tells you the weapon damage. That when it says 100%, that is the base weapon damage that it does. Same thing with this one. Base damage, weapon damage is 100%, 100%. Now, your stone pick and your hatchet are going to have durability, but we'll get into all that once we actually get those started. Now, as I was saying about the engram, so as you go through, practically every level is going to have stuff that you can learn. Now, you go over here all the way to the bottom here, you get up to a level 100, and then anything after level 100 is considered tech. This is top tier. This is pretty much end game stuff. I personally have never gotten end game stuff. I'm fairly close on my one playthrough on my channel, so if you want to check that out, definitely check out that. That's my one life challenge. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the game. This down here is your tool belt. It's just 1 through 0. This is all the numbers on your number pad. So you can go through, and if, for example, if I were to create a pick, I could put on number 1. So if I hit number 1, my pick would come out. If I put my axe or hatchet on number 2, I could hit number 2, my hatchet would come out, and so on and so forth. So we'll go ahead and get out of here. Now, if you see on the bottom right of the screen right over here, the top one is your experience bar. So as you gain experience, that will slowly go up. You will get a sound that tells you when you're ready to level up. And this will start flashing yellow. You'll see, as I play through the game, it will fairly quickly go up. And obviously, as you go up in level, the more XP you need. So it would take a lot longer to gain experience and to go up in level. The next one is going to be your weight. You can see right here, it kind of looks like a weight. And as you gain weight, it slowly fills up. Once it gets to like right above, right under the handle, that's when you start to get encumbered. So you move a lot slower. And if you gain any more weight after that, you will just literally stop moving and you will not be able to move. So keep that in mind while you're crafting and picking up stuff. Next is your water. Again, as it slowly depletes, the water will go down. Next is your food. Again, as it slowly depletes, it will go down. Next is your stamina. Same concept. As you slowly lose stamina, it will go down as well. And the bottom one is your health. So as you slowly start to lose health, it will go down. And obviously, you'll get cues and whatnot as you start to lose stamina. Your screen will start to flash purple, meaning you're tired. If you're starting to lose health, about halfway down, your screen will start flashing red, meaning obviously you're in danger. And it just gives you, if you're not always paying attention to the bottom right-hand side, your entire screen will start flashing that color. I mean, you can still see everything. It's about the outer edges of the screen, so you're all good to go. So we do get health effects that come down here as well, right beside your bar, and it will tell you, it'll give you a little symbol of exactly what it is. And if you hit the H button, or for me it's the H button, you can see in the top left corner, it shows me the time, the day, where I'm located, the temperature outside, my name, and my tribe. And then if I hit that, you can see on the bottom right, it tells you everything like that, as far as your weight, your water, your food, your stamina, and your health. And then right beside that, that will show you any kind of effects that you have. So enough of me babbling on. We'll go ahead and get started. So when you very first start off, you obviously want to make sure that you're good to go and you're in a spot where you're going to be fine. Actually, I want to see what's going on out here. Ichthyes are just kind of dying. Okay, cool. Sorry, like I said, I've played this game since it very first came out, so I know, I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. This is a bag. This is all the stuff that I dropped. So if I look in here, this is all the stuff that I dropped when I first started. So if you see those, definitely check into them and see if there's anything that you can use. So what you're going to want to do is when you very first start, is you're going to punch a tree. So it slightly hurts you, but as you can see on the left, I'm gaining stuff. So from trees, you get thatch and wood. You can also, if you run around, there's some things that you can pick up. I thought that was one of the things you could pick up. Turn it on. So you can pick up things as you go through. Again, I'm going to go ahead and collect this tree as much as I can. So I collected the whole tree, and as you see, I lost 14 health. That's just something that you're going to do in the very, very beginning. So you don't have to worry about that for very long. You just need to do that in order to get the appropriate materials to create your first tool. So I'm going to try to find a stone. Now these stones you can just hit E and pick them up. So I'm going to find a couple more. Alright, now I'm going to go over to crafting. Now again, this is where you craft all of your stuff. So as you unlock things, I have mine on folder view. If you don't have yours on folder view, it all comes out like this, so you'll have to scroll down and go through. But if you put it on folder view like mine, it will have everything in a category. So I'm going to go into weapons, primitive, melee, and I'm going to create myself a stone pick. So again, if I go to my inventory and I drag that to number 1, if I hit number 1 on my keypad, as you can see, it lit up down there. Any number I press, it's going to light up showing that you hit that number. So it's going to pull it out. Now you can run around. To run around on a computer is shift. But you can always go into your options here and change all your key binds out to tell you exactly what you want. But anyways, so we go up to a tree here, and with a pick, what it's going to do, it's going to mainly collect thatch. You can see on the left, I collected more thatch than wood, but I'm also going to collect wood, but not nearly as much. So go ahead and do that. So that's if you hit a tree. Now, if you hit a rock, a pickaxe is good for flint. So you can see on the left, I'm collecting more flint, generally more flint than I would stone. There we go. So now, go ahead and level up. Now I'm going to go through this fairly quickly as far as the engrams. I know exactly what I want to learn. Ultimately, you want to start off in the right path, learning all your cloth stuff, so that way these are prerequisites that are required in order to learn better armor. Same thing with all this stuff down here, all the thatch, foundation, door frame, anything that is just thatch on it is going to be required in order to learn how to build it in the wood, stone, or metal. And I do apologize if it's very boring to begin with, but again, I want to make sure that I am covering all bases. Now you have a torch, and I'm going to make a pickaxe, not a pickaxe, a hatchet. I already have a pickaxe. I'm not going to worry about the torch. You can create a torch if you want. Obviously, it gives you light, but it will break over time. So I'm going to go ahead and get this pickaxe. I'm going to go ahead and get this hatchet going. Now you can hold shift and double click, and it will go down to the automatic first slot that you can use on your toolbar, your tool belt, whatever you want to call it. So again, if you hover over any of these, it will tell you exactly what you need. If it's green, it means you have it. If it's red, it means you don't. So I need fiber. Now again, remember this is a dinosaur game. So obviously there are going to be dinosaurs running around. Normally when you start off in the easy areas, especially on beaches and whatnot, you're not going to run into a whole lot of bad dinos. For example, this is a parasaur. This is a passive dino. For example, if I were to hit it, he would run away. Now I wouldn't have to worry about him anymore. The only dino that you would really run into on a beach that would be aggressive would be a dilo. Now this is a dinosaur that you're going to want to familiarize yourself with, especially when you first start off. These are dodos. They're very slow. They're very dumb. So they're an easy kill, so to speak, for hide, which you would need for certain weapons, you will need for armor, and certain things that you're going to craft throughout the game. And then obviously meat is something that you're going to cook on a campfire and eat. But right now, I'm looking for fiber. I mean, I could kill them theoretically with my pickaxe or my hatchet, but a spear would do much better. Is there no fiber on this island? Does not look like there is any fiber. What are you? Hesperornis. I don't know what that is. Apparently it does not like me. Okay. Sorry, I've never seen that dino before, so I don't know exactly what it is. But apparently, don't mess with them. They are territorial, and they will destroy you. One thing that you'll want to look for often is if it's safe, and again, if it's safe, you want to look for dead dinosaurs. You can collect those. That is, it's free meat and free hide for you. But again, be careful, because whatever killed those dinos could still be lurking around. In this case, it was probably one of the turtles or the bronto, because those were dilos. Those are very aggressive dinos. If they see you, they will spit at you, and then they will just attack you. So any plant that looks like this, you can collect. And you can see on the left here, well, it actually won't, it will show up. Right above my XP bar is a little hammer, and I'll go to this. It's a little hammer, or a little pickaxe and a shovel. That means you can harvest it with a tool. Now, see how it is got a cancel through it? That means you do not have the tool equipped to collect it. So I could punch this all I want, but I'm not going to get anything. I have to have a tool. Same concept with this. See how it's a hand? That means you have to have an empty hand in order to collect it. So if I had a tool, I could not collect it. Now, there is a tool called a sickle that you can collect strictly fiber with, that you could come onto these things. But if you hit E, you will pick. So what you will get from these bushes is fiber and berries and seeds. So you just kind of run around, spam E to collect. This is a good way to level when you first start. As you can see, I gained another level. And I'm going to create a house. Yeah. So I have 36 fiber. So instead of me running around in my underwear, I am going to get some clothes. And again, if you double click, it will automatically place it to where it's going. So this obviously goes on my head. So if I double click it, it will go. I can. So I'm sorry, you don't have to shift click. I was thinking of another game. You just have to double click, or you can do it the old fashioned way and drag it. And then you can see a little thing in there of your character and what they look like. Another feature to remember, if you are, for example, being chased by a dinosaur, if you hit K on your keyboard, it shows you behind you. It's pretty much a free-floating camera, so if I go forwards, I walk forwards. If I go backwards, I walk backwards. Now, scroll wheel on the mouse zooms in and out. So if I scroll out on my mouse, it goes to third person. If I scroll in, it goes to first person. So just, things that you can look at that will help you out. I do want to make some spears so I have some kind of protection. Again, generally, if you stay on the beach, you're good to go. Sometimes bad things will come on the beach, so again, just pay attention. My recommendation is to learn the sounds of the dinosaurs. If you hear a sound of a dinosaur that you know for a fact is not a good thing, definitely run away or stay away. And as you progress through the game, you know what the dinosaurs look like and what they sound like and stuff. So if you can't figure that out right in the beginning, don't worry, you'll be fine. Alright, so I've got spears now. You always want to get suited up and ready to go as soon as you can. Again, thinking of the wrong game. Alright, now a hatchet on an animal will collect more hide than meat, and a pickaxe on an animal will collect more raw meat than hide. At least that's how it's supposed to go. You always want to keep your head on a swivel. Alright, so I usually collect animals with my hatchet, because you're automatically going to get some kind of meat from doing that. And when you first start, it's going to be a lot of grinding. Just running around, trying to collect stuff. I've got another level, so now I work on health. Alright, so I'm going to go over here on this little beach and start my house. Fun fact, if you're underwater and you hit the jump button, you automatically come to the surface. Obviously, if you're deep in the water, it takes a little bit longer, but it's still an easy thing to do. Alright, so this looks like a good spot. I need to collect this in order to move it. Alright. So do I have... I do not. I might. I need pants. I need shoes. Now again, if you hit the number, you pull it out. If you hit it again, you will put it away. Alright, so... Wait, alright, no, I just made pants. I need shoes. Structure, thatch. If you right click, it'll give you these options. You can craft one, craft all, or you can craft a specific amount. I usually like to start off with a 2x2, so 4 in total. And what am I low on? Fiber. Shocker. Again, it's always going to be a grind. Now, obviously, you do poop in this game, so keep that in mind if you hear a strange sound. I want to craft 2. And I am going to create my house. Now, as you see, I'm walking slow. That is because I'm crafting. If you're crafting anything in your inventory, you automatically will walk slower. Didn't want to do that. No. I need to put my shoes on. Didn't do it right. I normally, again, like to do a 2x2, 2 walls high, so you have more than enough space. And do I have enough? I need thatch for that. Go ahead and level up. Learn storage box. Now, I I almost want to call it a fun fact, but it's not really a fun fact. It's not fun at all. Keep in mind, when you're learning engrams, you will not have enough engrams to learn everything. So be very mindful in the engrams that you do spend points on, because as you go throughout the game, you're obviously not going to be able to get those points back unless you level up. There is a thing called a mind wipe tonic, but that is longer into the, further into the game than just, very, very beginning. So obviously you have berries. You can eat berries. So anyways, a mind wipe tonic is something that you can make later on down the line, and it pretty much reverts you back to level 1. You maintain all of your experience so you can redo all your stats. You forget all the engrams you learned so you can go through and learn more engrams. My recommendation, learn the engrams that you must know first. So your stone pick is obviously already learned. Your stone hatchet, your spear, your campfire. These things are required for the better weapons in the game. These are required for the better armor in the game, and this is all required for better storage and a better bed, a better water thing, and a better base. So now I wanted to craft a campfire. Again, I do apologize if this is boring, but I'm going to try as much as I can to go over as much as I can. So anybody that's playing the game and doesn't necessarily understand it, they can have a better grasp on it. I don't want to do that. Just put it all over there. I keep forgetting I'm not in the game I was just playing. Alright, so I'm going to need probably... Actually, I'm just going to grind thatch right now. Collect as much thatch as I possibly can, because I know I'm going to be using a lot of it because I'm making a thatch base. I think that's a rock. Because I might have forgotten about a dino that's on the beach. Again, it's been a long time since I've played on the island map. So a lot of things have probably changed. And I'm just now remembering about a dino that likes to come about the water. It's a giant alligator. You shouldn't really have to worry about it, but don't quote me on that. Alright, so these I can craft 10. I'm going to go ahead and craft 10. I'll go ahead and finish up this base. Alright, I need to know the slingshot. Learn some spark powder. Slingshot's used for, you can knock dinosaurs out. You can use it as a ranged weapon. And obviously you need stones. Spark powder is used instead of fire. You can use it in preserving bam, which is a primitive version of a refrigerator. You can use it in a refining forge, which is what is used to refine raw metal that you find into metal ingots. So you can make metal weapons out of them and metal armor. Oh, I need 3 more. Probably out of... What am I out of? Wood. Huh, okay. I can do that. Another fun fact. I know my wife is very much into the base being in a pretty quote-unquote area. So anything that you collect around your base, keep in mind, it's not going to grow back unless you change it in your settings for your server to grow back. So my settings tell it to grow back. Alright, another level. Keep going on health. Mortar pestle, bed. Mortar and pestle is used for grinding things together. So, for example, I need a mortar and pestle in order to make spark powder. I grind stone and flint together for that. Same with narcotics. I grind narco berries and spoiled meat together to make narcotics to help knock things out and keep them knocked out. All right. One more, and I think I'm out of fiber. Collect me some fiber real quick. Get these 3 bushes. Alright. Sorry, I keep looking around and I think I see stuff. Do that. Create some... Oh, there we go. Storage. I'm just going to craft 1 for now. So now our house is complete, and you can see on the right-hand side above the XP, I have a house buff, meaning I am protected in here, so to speak. So it doesn't give me anything like that. Okay. All right. So let me see here. I do need my storage, so I will put my storage right beside my fire. And now I have a place to put all my things. Yay. Okay, so that is going to be the first episode of the beginning of Ark. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all learned something from it. I'm going to continue with this as I progress. Obviously, there's a lot to learn with Ark. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button so I know that there are more people out there that want to look at that, want to start on Ark and need a helping hand. If there's anything in particular you would like me to do so you can learn, leave a comment down below. Anything you want to say, any questions or anything, again, leave them in the comments below. If you enjoy what you see, definitely hit the subscribe button and bell notification because I do try to upload on a daily basis, and I do try to do live streams periodically as well. So if you're definitely interested in this series in particular, definitely make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you can see when I upload. Check out the links in the description below if you'd like to support me more than just a subscription or a like or anything like that. I do have links to my merch store, a donation link, Patreon link. If you want to talk more than just on YouTube, there's a Discord link, and check out all the links down below for anything and everything has to do with my clan. And if you want to check out a PC gaming rig yourself, check out the link in the very bottom of the description for zydax.com/Aserno Gaming. Gaming PC start at $5.99. They have 2 different kinds of financing options, so you can get the PC of your dreams for little to no money up front. But above all else, try to have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!